everyone where we're going today.
To Disney World.
That wasn't rehearsed or anything. Anyways, we have our car packed. We're going to be there for 5 days. Our frunk is fully loaded. Just everything kind of tossed in there. We have snacks and toys and the pack and play between the boys' seats.
Yeah, the pedestal seating comes in handy right there with things kind of wedged beneath them, and the 6-seat interior also, hi Liam, gives you that center area to pack things in. And we've left all 3 rows up actually just because it makes it easier to come back here if we need to give a kid a snack or something like that, so it's helpful.
And once again, we have our double stroller and we have another suitcase back here.
There you go. So we're going to Disney World for a week and taking a 500-mile journey down to Central Florida from the northern portion of Atlanta.
We are already on our very first stop, and it will probably be our second stop too, because I understand it's one of the only things around the supercharger. But headed to Starbucks, getting our morning coffee and breakfast for everybody.
Yeah, kiddos are excited. First stop off the top here, and of course we have the best of Lion King going here.
We had to get the soundtrack.
And Tesla's music system just plays it, so that was nice and convenient. But we'll get our breakfast here and then drive for over 210 miles until we get to our first supercharger. And then at that point, we'll charge for about 30 minutes. There's a Starbucks and other restaurants there, but Starbucks was the most...
Thank you for choosing Starbucks. How may I serve you?
Can I get a grande coconut milk latte? One of my favorite features is the hill hold. I don't even put it in park. I just push down on the brake.
Yeah, I think you just took it out.
I took it out.
Try one more time.
There we go. I just push down the brake and hill hold comes on. It is awesome. It's way better than putting it in park.
Yeah, see that H right there in the corner? So it just holds the car for you. It's a nice little feature. It does it automatically if you're on any sort of an incline, but at red lights and such, I do that as well, so you don't have to just keep your foot pressed down.
Something really interesting that we just noticed, or I just noticed, was that our percentage here when we get to Tifton, Georgia, has actually been going between 10 and 12%. And originally it said we would only have 8% charge when we got there, but you just told me that that was because basically I like to drive slow.
Yeah, so we had an option of stopping at a supercharger, or we do in Macon, Georgia right there, but we're going to bypass it and continue south because we should be able to make it. And it's because, you know, speed is the #1 detriment of having efficiency and range. You know, there's all sorts of things from elevation, the flat terrain, not using the AC and such, you know, those all improve your range, but nothing remotely as good as speed. That's because aerodynamic resistance increases with the square of speed, and what that basically means is that the faster you go, the more air the frontal area of the car has to cut through, and that creates resistance. So the faster you go, the more resistance you're cutting through to propel forward, to cut through.
Basically, it doesn't have to work as hard.
It doesn't have to work as hard. This car's frontal area is even bigger than the Model S.
So it saves some of the battery.
Yeah, so the faster you go. But if you were to reduce your speed down to 55 miles per hour, you're looking at improving your range by as much as 50%. That's actually directly from one of the engineers at Tesla. X's can, with the 90D, even go over 300 miles if driven efficiently in that sense. And, you know, S's have gone over 400 miles of people, you know, driving it under ideal circumstances and low speeds. But if you're ever concerned about range, you know, all you got to do is slow down for even, you know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and that'll buy you back a lot of range in just a short time period. So it's just something worth noting. And the car actually, this car will actually let you know to go a certain speed if it thinks you're not going to make it. It'll
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It really is.
So there you go. So
right.
Kim was curious.
I like learning about the science side of it. I think that that's really fascinating, the information that they have on everything. Our battery percentage when we get to Tifton is now going up to 15, even 16 at some times, because we've been following this semi-truck right here, and you said that's called...
Yeah, it's hypermiling. It's I don't even think you're trying to do that. We're just slowing down here so we can give the kids toys and bugs. But if you were to ride behind this guy, and it's kind of, again, the same concept, he's cutting through the air for you, and you can actually go right behind them and pick up an additional 10 to 20% more efficiency and range. You've got to get within about 4, 5, 6 car distances, so you don't want to get too close, obviously, to risk on getting rock chips, but certain distances as you near big semis, a lot of EV owners that have come into trouble can easily just get behind a semi and they'll do all the cutting the air for you, essentially. So the air goes up and over the top of their car and then goes over the top of your car before it comes back down. So you're not at all using very much resistance in cutting through the air.
So interesting. How do you know all these little facts? I don't. Where do you get them from? Like, where do you get all of your research? Where do you go?
I am just fascinated by electric vehicles and the whole concept of how it works. And gas cars have the same sort of concept with efficiency, but because gas stations are ubiquitous and your range is, hundreds of miles more in some cases, it's not something you think about. But with EVs, I don't know. I just love the science behind it.
Is it just from the forums, or
it is from Tesla forums, websites, yeah, just reading about them.
This is the best part of autopilot right here, when you get warm and you need to switch out.
I know, this is actually a nice stretch here with clear markings and good speed here. She was asking me to watch the steering wheel while she does it. I'm like, I think you're good for 10 seconds to take your sweatshirt off.
Well, so much better. And we're back. So Tesla has hidden little Easter eggs in the car, and one of them is Rainbow Road from Mario Kart that I can put the car into when I go into autopilot. So here we go.
You hear the music with it too. It plays a little 5-second chime as it plays the kart music, and your autopilot just becomes a funky little road. You are going fast, yeah.
Take it down.
87. Okay, we're not in Florida yet. We are in Tifton.
In Tifton, Georgia! Isn't that where you've always wanted to go?
And look who we have here. First time to see a Model X at a supercharger. Backed in and supercharging. A blue Model X. And Kim, you'll want to probably go to the end there. And
go one in between. Or
a couple in between, whatever. Just do one of the.
I like right here.
Back into any which one you like. You'll see where we are here. Tifton, Georgia, and we are now backing into our spot. It'll give us a nice little way to back in. Here we are.
The button works. Oh, it does. Oh,
Don't break it now. There you go.
There we go. I have to use the ladies' room.
Yes, you see another X.
X.
Yep, you recognize your Teslas. See how loud supercharging is? As it keeps the battery pack cool to pump all that juice in very quickly. So we came into Olive Garden and kiddos are calming down a little bit. It was a little chaotic getting here. They just opened up. It's about 11 in the morning.
I actually haven't been in Olive Garden for like 20 years or something.
I know. Starbucks was right there, but we figured it's late enough in the morning where everyone's a little hungry, so we're gonna grab lunch. And we've only really been here for about 10 minutes, and it says that we only need 19 more minutes to continue our trip. We picked up over 100 miles in this 10 or 15 minutes that we've been in here.
They're all fighting over the little, they give you these little game things, and it took us a minute because they both wanted their own.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, it's the new one.
Wow, how
the
long does it
SUV.
take to...
About 20 or 30 minutes is all you need to continue on your journey. So we just ran and got some food and That's
How
it.
do you know where these places are?
Inside the car it tells you.
It does? It tells
Yeah.
you exactly where they are?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice looking car.
Thank you. Yeah, they found a way of throwing rocks into the on-ramp corner here. As long as they throw it away from the Tesla, right? You can actually see, hey, Liam, don't throw it towards your brother. No. No. Here's the inner workings of a supercharger. They're high voltage boxes in here that are locked once, and then cable locked, and then locked even in there. Here we are. This is Lake City, Florida, our second supercharging stop, and look who's waiting. What are you watching, buddy? This is the real Florida. That's right. And we've got an S charging here. Looks like a classic 85. And we will take this. And I think if we charge fully here or close to fully here, we can make it all the way out to our resort. And our resort said they have wall outlets we can plug in at. So I might be okay doing that depending on how the kids do. They were doing well right now at a good point. But this was a nice stop off the highway, and there's an ice cream place or frozen yogurt place in that corner. So we will pick up some electrons.
We're at the Lake City, Florida supercharger, and they have a GameStop, so pretty much game over. This is what we will be doing.
And
Sonic
he
the
found
Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog boxing. I think we could supercharge here for the rest of the night. We don't even need supercharge. We can level 1 charge here.
This is probably more exciting than Disney World.
Exactly. Lake City, Florida.
Landon, let's go. Let's go.
Maria.
We're never supercharging here again.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen one like this. Door handles with a Tesla decal. No, that's not your car. Get your grimy hands off of other people's cars.
That's awesome. I love that. Come
Do you?
on.
I'm not too crazy about it. Tesla on the door
It's
handles?
just different.
Yeah. Oh, wow. A Canadian Tesla with a little EV tag. That's pretty cool, from Quebec.
So we're stuck in a traffic jam. It's been about 30 minutes.
Yeah, another 30 minutes left.
Autopiloting. We have Waze going and the Tesla maps. And what's funny is that the Tesla maps actually told us to get off, but we didn't believe it. And we stuck with Waze.
We've lost trust in the Tesla map, but it looked like it might have helped us this time.
I know.
But yeah, we are going 9 miles an hour past this beautiful landscape in central
Not to mention
Florida.
these awesome clouds that almost look like a rib cage
I know,
above
look at
us.
this. Big sky heaven again. And autopilot in heavy traffic is really at its best. Hands down. Pun intended. So between Kim's beef jerky and Liam's stinky feet back there, he's taking his shoes off. We're talking about we should have opted for the biodefense mode
This
here.
is when you need it.
It was like $5,000, but it might have been worth it right now, as bad as it smells in this cabin.
Here we go! Disney's Art of Animation Resort.
I've seen this.
Woohoo!
What do you see? What do you see? You want to feel Lightning McQueen? A life-size Lightning McQueen. You can't climb on him, bud.
Oh, and it's Sally.
Mommy.
Liam, what are you trying to do, bud? You want to get on top of Lightning?
Superchargers.
What did you say?
Look at the supercharger.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you gotta love it when your kids think old gas stations are superchargers. I know, it's just begging to be climbed with all the low coefficient drag it has. Mirrorless. This is what Elon's been talking about this whole time. Get me a no mirror car.
So we just arrived at Art of Animation. We haven't got ourselves to the rooms yet, but wow, look at that.
Yep.
This is pretty cool.
Wheelwell Motel, Radiator Springs.
Naturally, we had to stay at the Cars Hotel.
Holy Porsche. It's Sally the Porsche.
Here it
go.
is. Here it is.
Look at this. Spiffy and Jiffy. Ken Griffey.
Queen Batroom.
Oh, cool.
Wow. What? We have one. What is the wall?
Look at construction lights.
Cool.
Look at it. It's like a car pull-out bed. Some nice vinyl.
Look at the TV.
It's vegan leather.